So it's your first time moving to Canada, huh? That's a big step, and I'm super proud of you, but guess what? You don't have to do it all on your own. As an older sister who has gone through the hoops of living in Canada, I want to share 8 helpful tips on how to adjust to life here as an international student. So grab a coffee, sit back, and perhaps take some notes. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. To start, I want to quickly go over some important documents you'll need as part of settling in. First, social insurance number. Your SIN is basically a super important 9-digit number issued by the Canadian government that you'll need for like a bunch of things. More importantly though, for getting a job, claiming benefits, and paying taxes. I highly recommend applying for one as soon as you arrive since you'll have all the required documents on hand. You can either book an appointment at Service Canada or better yet, apply online if eligible. The processing time usually takes a few weeks, so you'd want to get a head start ASAP, especially if you're looking to work soon. I've also included a guide directly from their website on how to apply, linked below. Next, health insurance. Healthcare varies from province to province, and while international students may be eligible for public healthcare in certain provinces, the majority of provinces will require you to get private health insurance for at least the first 3 months of your stay in Canada. Luckily, many schools have their own health insurance plans for international students. Double check with your school to learn about the specific requirements, as they will be able to help you figure out everything you need to know. Next, identification cards. In each province and territory of Canada, you can get a valid government-issued ID card that can be used to prove your identity or residency. For example, if I need to prove that I'm old enough to buy or drink alcohol, I shouldn't have to carry around my passport or birth certificate. Instead, I can just show my BC ID. Finally, stay organized. Keep up the meticulousness that you did from your study permit application all throughout your stay in Canada. Track important documents and dates, and consider keeping everything in a neat folder with physical and digital copies. What I like to do is take photos of significant milestones since it helps me recall what I did and enables easier traceability. Up next, transit. Most people, especially students, use public transit to get around. Each province has its own transit card, like Presto in Ontario, ARC in Edmonton, Calgary Transit Fare in Calgary, and of course the Compass card in Vancouver. Get a reloadable transit card from a local convenience store. If you're in Vancouver, get a Compass card at a London Drugs or 7-Eleven. There's like a $6 refundable deposit, and you can load it online with stored value or monthly or day passes. However, take note that some schools have the U-Pass program that provides transit passes as part of your school fees. If your school is part of this program, you can just buy the card and activate it online on the U-Pass website, which I've linked below. Finally, to make your transition smoother, explore your surroundings and get a feel of your commuting route before your classes start. This way, you can avoid getting lost or running late on your first day of school. Up next, let's talk about shmoney. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but here are some tips that I've learned that might help out. First, open a student bank account. Some popular options are RBC, CIBC, Scotiabank, and TD. Make sure to look for their bonus offers when you sign up. During your first few weeks, live below your means and learn to budget. Take advantage of student discounts, like getting an SPC card to save a little bit of money and still enjoy some retail therapy. Always have some savings set aside for emergencies, like save at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses just in case something unexpected happens. What else? Oh, consider sharing expenses with your roommates. Splitting the cost of rent, utilities, and groceries can help reduce your overall expenses. As an example, you can split the cost of a Costco membership card and do your bulk shopping together. Up next, credit cards. Cashback and credit building cards are good starters, but only apply for one once you know you're capable of paying the balances in full each month. I currently have the one from Neo, which is voted Canada's best cashback card. It's the only MasterCard that I have, which I need for Costco because Costco in Canada only accepts MasterCard credit cards and Visa debit cards, and I just personally prefer to use credit for the cashback rewards. Scope out any scholarships or grants that you may be eligible for. Apply for these opportunities to help reduce your tuition and other expenses. And don't worry, I'll leave some helpful links below for your info. Finally, while it's okay to start earning minimum wage, don't underestimate your ability to make more. Gone are the days that minimum wage is the entry point. As an international student, you have a wealth of knowledge, unique skills and experiences that can be valuable. However, it's important to remember that your priority is still being a student. So focus on passing your classes and maintaining your full-time status. Your long-term goals are worth more than just a couple bucks. And think of it this way, if you do well and pass your classes, you may have better opportunities after graduation. But if you only focus on making money and compromising your studies, you might lose your status, which can hurt your ability to work during and after your studies. So, long story short, pace yourself and be patient with yourself. You'll get there eventually. All right, I have loads more to say, but let's just cut it here for now. Anyway, if you have tips or strategies to share, you can let me know in the comments below. Up next, food. Food can be a new and different experience when you get here, but I got you. The first thing you'll notice when you land is the abundance of Tim Hortons or Timmy's here. It's a popular Canadian fast food chain known for its coffee, donuts, and breakfast sandwiches. It's definitely a must-try for any newcomer, and with spring or summer around the corner, you gotta try out their ice cap. It's so good. Now, let's talk about groceries. When it comes to groceries, it can be a mixed bag for everyone. If you're buying mainly for yourself and a friend, check out Walmart, No Frills, and Fresh Co. They usually offer lower prices than other grocery stores, which is great for your student budget. If you prefer to buy in bulk, consider shopping at Costco. We love it there as it is a cost-effective way for us to get our everyday essentials. There is a membership fee, but it's well worth it. Plus, the return policy there is immaculate. If you're missing home, look for international grocery stores. For example, we shop at Foodie World and TNT, and they're great for Asian ingredients and products that are familiar to me. Finally, don't be afraid to try new things. Canada has a diverse food culture, so dip into it and you may discover some new favorites. Up next, clothing. Remember that Canada has 4 seasons, so make sure to have the appropriate clothing for each one. You can save money by bringing what you already have and only buying what you need. I, for example, already had summer clothes, my everyday shoes, and lighter layers from the Philippines, so I just brought those with me. I also brought some of my heat tech from Uniqlo Philippines since it was more affordable to buy it from home than in Canada. I also like to prioritize quality over quantity and to invest in good items that will last me a long time. For example, I don't mind splurging in a good insulated puffer jacket as a must-have for Canadian winters, or a good rain jacket or umbrella that is necessary for the Vancouver season. I got these waterproof shoes from Vessi, and while they're not the most comfortable and may not have the best grip, they definitely live up to their promise of being waterproof. Like guys, I've stepped in many puddles and my feet have stayed completely dry, so I'm satisfied. But lately though, I've been often going for my Doc Martens, and even though they're a bit on the heavier side, they're still comfortable to wear for long periods. They work well in the rain or snow, and plus, it has a nice look to them. Up next, rent. Try to find a place near your school or somewhere that's close to public transit. If you're eager to secure a place before you arrive, websites like Craigslist, Kijiji, and Facebook Marketplace are popular places to start. However, it's important to be mindful of potential scams out there, so do your research and use caution when dealing with strangers online. I've also been digging live.rent because they offer verified listings, which offers a little bit of security. Plus, I love reading up on their blogs on helpful resources for first-time renters across Canada. Another option to consider is to start with a short-term stay, such as booking a hotel or Airbnb, and then use that time to look for long-term rentals. This gives you the opportunity to get a feel for the area before committing long-term. When applying for rental properties, keep in mind that the process can be competitive. As a newcomer to Canada, you may need to provide evidence of your finances, have reference letters, and possibly even have a local guarantor or a big savings account that shows you are capable of paying rent. Student housing is another option to consider, especially if you wish to live near your school. Many schools offer on or off-campus housing options specifically for students, so be sure to contact your school's designated international student department for more info. Finally, don't underestimate the power of your network. You never know, someone may have a friend who knows of a place to rent, or you may even find other students to share accommodation with and split costs. Up next, let's talk about finding jobs. I think finding one would be the next most difficult obstacle that we face after getting a student visa. Although finding a job may be daunting, there are many ways to improve your odds. Look at job websites like Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor. Use your school's career center to help you fine-tune your resume and cover letter to the Canadian standard. And if you're looking for even more support, my friend Pat from IS Empower created a platform focused on helping you land your dream job. You can check out their website below, isempower.com, and even the collab video we did together linked on the screen. Now, the next part that I'm going to share may seem like old news, but I cannot stress the importance of networking enough when looking for a job. Reach out to people on LinkedIn for a coffee chat, and also tap into your personal network to let them know that you're on the hunt for a job. They may have insider info about the job market or even know someone who's hiring. The bottom line is to be proactive in your job search and to really showcase your skills and achievements. If people don't know what you're capable of, then they can't really offer you opportunities where you could potentially shine. So, long story short, speak up. Last but not least, take care of your mental health. This includes taking care of your physical and mental health by getting enough exercise, sleep, and of course, eating a balanced diet. I will admit that this was definitely a steep learning curve for me, juggling commitments at home, school, and work, with immigration hovering above it all. I wish I could say that I was consistent, but like most people, I have my off days too. I do cave in and eat shitty food. I sometimes forget to exercise. I cry a lot, and I stay in bed all day and even try to sleep things off when things don't go my way. What was my point here? Oh, these off days aren't criminal, but remember that it will eventually lead to a turning point where things start to look up again. So keep your chin up, kid. Also, don't forget to connect with loved ones and expand your friend group to reduce homesickness. Form solid friendships, as it can help you feel less isolated and keep you feeling positive and supported. Finally, if things do get tough, don't be afraid to seek help. There are many services available to support you, and also don't forget, you have a friend in me. Now, if living in Canada is affecting your well-being, it may be time to reevaluate if it's the right choice for you. And I know this may seem contrary to all the positive things I've talked about regarding life in Canada, but at the end of the day, understand that Canada is not the be-all and end-all for some, and that's completely okay. In fact, I'd rather give up Canada than hold on to an idea that isn't benefiting my mental or physical well-being. Remember, health is wealth, so look after yourself, okay? In conclusion, moving to Canada can be both exciting and tough, but remember that awareness and preparation are keys to success. By taking note of these tips I shared today, you'll be well on your way to making the most of your experience. Whether it's learning about Canadian culture, rent, making connections, finding work, taking care of your health, I hope these tips help you have a fruitful and enjoyable time here. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and of course, comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe and be kind. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.